10 times Derrick Rose used his 1,000 basketball IQ. Derrick Rose, one of the greatest what-if players of all time. Without a doubt, one of the most exciting players to watch back then and even nowadays. He is so easy to root for. But outside of his explosiveness, how else does he gain an edge? Then we realized his basketball IQ was through the roof. That's why we will be going over 10 plays which Derrick Rose used his 1,000 basketball IQ in order to get himself an edge during the game. Starting this video off with a wild sequence of events. Derrick Rose jumped up to intercept a pass that was intended for his matchup defensively, and he sprinted down the court with the guy right in front of him the entire time. He got to the left side of him, but instead of going up for a contested layup, he knew that he had to get the ball to one of his two trailing teammates. Rose only had one way to get the ball back with a defender draped all over him. So he used his galaxy brain to spring a bounce pass between his legs and right to Joakim Noah, who grabbed an easy dunk to cap off the highlight. This next play happened to be a pretty similar one. Rose sprinted up to intercept what should have been a clean pass from one teammate to another. He full-blown sprinted down the court with only one or two opponents getting in his way after that. One guy attempted to reach in and poke the ball away, but Rose just knew that the reach was coming. He had seen the situation play out too many times before. He spun right as the opponent reached, as if he knew exactly when it would happen. Then he had a nice clean layup, which ended up being fancy in its own regard. Now, this one is almost hard to explain. Rose eyed out his situation on the floor with the ball in his hands. He realized that he had just 15 seconds left in the second quarter. He stopped for a few seconds, drove in a bit, and jumped up in the air. He wasn't attempting to take a shot, but instead, he pump-faked a pass to another player in midair before delivering a no-look dime to another Bulls player standing right under the rim for 2 easy points. It was impressive enough that he was able to have that much airtime, but to even think about attempting a mid-air pump fake is proof that he is just way too intelligent. Moving forward now, we get one where he used his momentum while dribbling and turned it into a beautiful pass down the court. Rose was coming up to his defender and it looked like he was about to go around a screen. However, he hit his opponent with a nasty behind-the-back dribble, but he bounced it really high. When he reclaimed possession of the ball, he stopped and flung it with ease through the teeth of the defense and into the hands of a cutting teammate, who picked up 2 points off the pretty feed. Rose must have known that he could get some more sauce on the pass if he gave it some more airtime. That decision ended up giving him quite the highlight play. Here we have another pass highlight, but it just shows his intelligence and maturity. He received a pass at the top of the key and had a teammate wide open to the right. He didn't rush a shot or stare him down. He actually looked him off and fired a bullet to the corner, through 2 defenders and right into the hands of a player that was completely forgotten about on the court at the time. Rose knew that he had to wait a second for the defense to line up for a pass to go through, so he remained patient and acted as if he was looking elsewhere before launching it down there. By the time the play was all wrapped up, his team had 3 more points that they wouldn't have had if not for his insane IQ on the floor. Basketball IQ isn't always defined by passing or picking up steals. Sometimes blocks can be a perfect benefactor of a great, intelligent basketball player. Here in this clip, the Utah Jazz got themselves about 4 free 3-point shots to try and tie the game with 10 seconds remaining. The Timberwolves were scrambling to get the ball back, but Rose stayed calm on the last shot. He realized a teammate was running to the ball, so he left early and headed towards Dante Exum in the corner. Exum received the pass and shot the game-winning 3, but got it blocked by Rose, who came flying in and timed it beautifully to save the game and steal the win. Had he not realized that there was an open man in the corner, this game could have easily gone into overtime and had a completely different outcome than before. In this clip, he just embarrassed his defender with his ball handling. He knew that his defender was tenacious and was desperately trying to stay in front of him and get a big play. He lulled him to sleep a second, then hit a nasty hesitation move, getting his defender to leap up into the air before sprinting past him. At that point, he faced Blake Griffin under the basket. Instead of attacking him dead on, he spun the ball all the way around and did a reverse layup on the other side of the hoop for 2 points. He knew that Blake would try and block him from the front, so he easily just flipped it around and hit the reverse, no problem at all. Derrick was literally just a wizard with the basketball. He continually found ways to maneuver around and contort his body for an easy layup. Here, he just used his smarts and intelligence to catch an NBA legend off guard and convert regardless of tough defense. Rose received a pass on the perimeter and easily burnt his defender, blowing right past him and attacking the paint after that. Dirk Nowitzki was standing right there waiting for him, but Rose didn't rush it. He was patient and walked around the baseline before realizing where he was on the floor and flipping up a backwards layup that ended up sinking right in. Nowitzki didn't even remotely see a shot coming like that, and the surprise ended up forcing him to get a little too late to block it. Going back to a play involving a great steal now. Rose jumped an inbound pass that was directed to a Knicks player midway through the fourth quarter. He bounced it out and got control of the ball all the way down the court, with 2 Knicks defenders coming after him to try and stop the fast break layup. Rose easily walked past one of those guys using his speed, but another player came flying in to pack it off the glass. However, Derrick knew that he would try that, so he swung the ball under and away from the soaring in player, and in the same motion, flipped it over and into the cap off the drive. Finally, we come to our last play showing off Rose's 1000 IQ. The Hawks missed a shot and the rebound bounced across the floor. Nobody was able to get a hold of it for a second or two at first, despite everybody surrounding it. Afterwards, the ball found its way to Rose's hands, and he knew that a teammate would be sprinting himself down the court to try and get an easy 2 points. While all of that was going on, Derrick was absolutely correct and made a brilliant cross-court pass all the way down to Trey Jones, who was able to cap the play off with 2 nice and easy points. Just think, without Rose's heads-up playing and knowing where everybody is at all times, this play probably would have never happened. What else can we say at this point? Derrick is just too smart. That about wraps up today's video on the 10 plays Derrick Rose used his insane basketball IQ to get a competitive advantage over his opponents. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Also, remember to smash that bell icon so that you are always notified when we upload. We have lots of fun stuff planned for the future that you don't want to miss out on. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.